Another tariff casualty. Well, now it feels like every other day we're talking about tariffs, and that sucks, Heather. The last time we talked about it had something to do with Super 7,
yeah.
And then before that, I think it was...
Before that, we lost to Josh. Remember, Josh, left the channel because he's really upset because he thinks that, we were blaming somebody when we weren't.
He thought we were blaming the president, is what he thought.
Yeah, all we were doing was just...
we keep saying we don't want to get political.
Yeah, we just want to bring to the attention of our audience who are collectors, how it could potentially affect the toy community.
Truthfully, it's very hard not to get political in all this. That's the problem. And we have to dance around it because we don't want the channel to become a political channel. But it is something that's affecting the collector community, among other things. That's just what's going on, unfortunately. And the newest casualty are my favorite things from Thrilljoy, Megapix.
Oh, no.
And it's fucked up. Why are you doing that?
I'm sad.
That is the fakest sad I've ever seen. Why would you do that?
Okay, I had to be fake because I already knew about this news, but my sadness is not fake.
Do you think anybody's going to believe what you just did? Can I just show you what you just did?
Yeah, please do.
Oh, no. At least, get a tear ready or something if you're going to try to fake it.
I was just faking the fact that, I'm surprised because I knew, because we talked about this before we started this.
I can always tell when you're faking it. You have to stop. It's getting very old.
Chris, I fake it every day.
That's not true. And here's how I know. When you're not faking it, you look like you're turning into a ghost.
You.
You have one eye open, one eye closed, and your mouth is wide open off to one side. It looks like you're doing hi-ho from the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. Hi-ho! Now, one thing that really threw me off guard was when I went and looked at the post talking about the Thrilljoy Megapix being affected by tariffs. There were an overwhelming amount of haters, and I don't understand it because the Megapix are really great.
Okay, question. Was it on a Dish Trackers post?
Yes.
People are very hateful on there, whether it's Funko, Thrilljoy, Rokimoto, anything in between.
MISCHIEF Toys.
MISCHIEF Toys big time. Anything, people are going to be negative unless it is anime with a chase or something.
Totally agree. And you guys got to stop being haters. What happened to the collector community? Can't we just say, oh wow, that's cool, but it's not for me, or that's neat, and I'm sure there's somebody out there who likes that.
I don't know, Chris. Why can't you say, hey, that's cool, it's not really for me though, instead of saying, that's trash!
But I would like to say that we are fans of Thrilljoy and we love Thrilljoy stuff. And I want to get into the nitty gritty as to why Megapix are the only things affected when it comes to Thrilljoy. And I have an idea. Now, I don't know specifically. I don't really know, but I have an idea as to why.
Okay.
But before we get there, check out MISCHIEFToys.com and sign up for our newsletter when you get there so you find out all the upcoming things from Mischief Toys, and follow us on Instagram at Mischief Toys. Right now, before 11:59 p.m. Eastern,
tonight,
on April the 29th,
tonight,
if you buy one of our figures, it has to be one of our vinyl figures, you will get either a free pin that could possibly be an AP or a bag of our famous stickers.
Ooh.
People love our stickers. They collect them. They're very hardcore. I would say that the stickers are just as collectible as the figures and the pins at this point. People love them.
I love the stickers. I collect them all too. Did you know that?
I collect them all. I don't know if you know this. I like to put them on my cup.
I do know that because I always have a hard time washing it.
This upcoming Thursday, we're going to have our very own Simple Modern Cup available. Tumbler available. 2 different versions. So keep your eyes peeled because we only have 23 of one of them and 24 of the other. You better get quick and be fast. You better put on your dancing shoes because it's going to be a time to dance. Head over to MISCHIEFToys.com right now. Let's take a look at the post by Dis. By the way, follow Dish Trackers on Instagram. He's a lovely, lovely human being, and he does the Lord's work by posting news such as this piece of news all about Thrilljoy. Here's the Megapix news. Now, by the way, don't pay attention to the comments on the side yet. We'll get to those. Megapix isn't saying goodbye forever, Heather. but it is going to be a see you later. With tariffs and a whole lot of unknowns swirling around, we'll unfortunately be hitting pause on Megapix starting 4/30, so you just have, what, a day to order them? Trust us, we're even more upset about this than you are. We know they'll make their big comeback eventually, but we're not sure exactly when. So if you have your eye on TMNT or Beavis and Butthead, now is the time to add them to your collection.
Wouldn't that be upcoming releases, or are they taking them off the website tomorrow?
We'll have to find out from our friends over at Thrilljoy, because this isn't making any sense.
Yeah, so this says nothing about like a pre-order or anything. So they're like, you can buy it and get it in your hand, right?
Unless they're saying go and buy these, but nothing new is coming soon. I'm not really sure exactly what that means, but here's what I'm thinking. I think that Thrilljoy has a lot of products already in stock right now, like at their warehouse or whatever, and they're ready for upcoming sales, but they don't really have any Megapix. So my guess is they're going to be prepared for the next however many months, but they just will not have any Megapix available. Might have something to do with the tariffs being so high and getting a product over that size, maybe?
Yeah, so this tariff stuff right now is like super duper unknown. The last news that I heard was the president said we're in talks with China right now and trying to figure it out. That's it.
No
like,
resolution.
I felt like every single day before it was like higher tariffs. And now it's like, well, we're going to keep you guys in the dark now.
Well, every day they come out with something a little bit new, talking about conversations are happening behind the scenes, but really, who knows? I mean, we don't know. As you can see, there are companies putting this stuff on pause. In fact, there was a little picture that's been roaming around all over social media. Did you see it? That's talking about tariffs and toy companies. Impacts of tariffs, U.S. toy industry. Who is this from? The Toy? Is
the
it
Toy
the Toy
Association.
Okay, it says 96% of American toy companies are small and mid-sized businesses. Around 50% of them say they will soon go out of business due to the current U.S. tariff policy. Christmas 2025 at risk. Tariffs of 145% on Chinese imports have frozen the toy production supply chain, having a devastating impact on SMEs.
Small and medium-sized enterprises.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Many of whom are family owned, i.e. us.
What's up?
Including high levels of canceled orders and significant retail canceled purchases, which will quickly result in loan defaults and bankruptcies. 81% of small toy companies are delaying orders, and it looks like mid-sized is 87%. 64% small are canceling. 80% of mid-sized are canceling. 46% of small will go out of business within weeks or months. 45% of the mid-size will go out of business. These are incredible figures. So if we continue going down the path according to this document, we're going to see a lot of toy businesses go away. And so Heather and I have been talking a lot about this. We make our videos. I also see posts in our Gastlecast We Hunt Together group on Facebook. I see a lot of people responding, and they're like, well, this is what happens and things have to change. Toy businesses will die and then new ones will form. You know, that's all good and well and all, but we're talking about toy businesses that are homegrown like ours. So you're basically watching families being devastated by this. It isn't necessarily like the collectible part of it is going away and a lot of us won't have something to collect. It's the people who are being impacted by this. Luckily for us, we have product and we can do some things here in the States, and we have some stuff that's going to be arriving soon that most likely will not be hit with tariffs, where we can sort of survive and see where everything is going to end up going. Luckily, I have a day job, so at least we're going to stay afloat because of me having my day job. That's the plus side of things, but not everybody has that. And I think we're missing that. So when you're commenting or you're replying to stuff like this video, just maybe keep that in mind, because it doesn't necessarily like offend me, but by reading it, I'm wondering, do we care about the people who would be affected by this?
Yeah, it's really frustrating. And a lot of people are like, well, you should just manufacture in the United States. And yeah, I agree. If it were that simple, I absolutely would. But unfortunately, there's literally nowhere you can manufacture toys within the United States. And even if there were, it would be significant significantly more expensive.
Yeah, so it's an impossibility.
Okay, well, if you can't manufacture within the US, just move your manufacturing to a different country that doesn't have tariffs so high.
I would, Heather, but we have sunk so much money into our Chinese manufacturer that if we tried to change now, we would virtually go bankrupt. So I feel for companies that are like us, not only because we're in this industry and we're a part of this, but just in the fact that we know a lot of people are going to be affected if they're not yet affected. And it just so happens to be affecting my favorite product by Thrilljoy. So I absolutely love Megapix. I've loved them from the very beginning. I love them from the first time we saw them at New York Comic Con. And we were lucky enough for Brian Mariotti to bring us our very own first Megapix ever at the show. So nice. It's a memory that I will never lose. I mean, it was such a special moment for us. Not only that, but I think they're great figures. They look really good. I love the little arms and how they move. They're great figures with the magnetic pieces that come off. I'm not trying to sell these products to you. I'm explaining why I love them. I love them. I think they're great, and I think everybody should just check them out to see for themselves how great they are. So it saddens me to see that this is happening right now. And it saddens me even more to see that people are hating this and being hateful. When I'm doing the trash stuff here, I am joking. It is humorous. These guys are brutal. So I think by that last sentence, I just want to go back. So if you have your eyes on TMNT or Beavis and Butthead, now is the time to add them to your collection. I think they're basically saying, hey, they're on the website, go and get them. These are like the last megas you're going to be able to get for a while.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I see where you're coming from. During the first read, though, it was like, grab them before before they're gone on April 30th.
Well, maybe that's also the drive. It's like people are going to want them now because you can't get them. So you better go get them now. And that's the other thing about all of this that we have not even talked about at all. The secondary market and what will happen if new products aren't hitting the market anymore. So if things really start to slow down, you have pausing that happens, you have these cancellations, you have toy companies dying, people are going to go to the secondary market and buy all sorts of crazy stuff. It's very much like the pandemic. Remember during the pandemic, people were stuck at home and they just wanted to buy everything because they had nothing else to do?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have a market where you virtually can't find these products, these collectibles, new products, hitting the shelves. So they're like, well, what else do I do? eBay Macari. So I really don't want to read a bunch of these comments because it bothers me, but it's like, who was really buying these anyway? Me, I was buying them, and I know people who are buying them. Couldn't raise the prices anymore. I think that's unfair because they had a price set for Freddy, then they dropped it. Remember, it was $175 down to $125?
So it was originally stated as $125, then they went back on that and said it was $175, but then people were pissed, so they dropped them all to $125.
Right, so I feel like they did the right thing by dropping the price, and although I can see where you're coming from with them raising it at one point, but come on, man, these are great figures, they're great size, and if we're going to compare them to whatever Funko's doing, they're much better than what Funko's doing, especially in those stupid statue things that they're doing. And they're more limited. So much hate. Thank you, Boone Collects. I like this guy. Thrilljoy hate is real. All these Funko boys being toxic, yet Funko still treats them like shit, yet they are still here. Holy hell. Love that, Thrill Seeker 420. This shit blows ass anyway. That's totally untrue. You know, that's the thing, is that you can't make collectors happy. We've talked about this many times over the years. But what does end up happening with stuff like this, and it's just like with Funko, Funko Pops come out, and then you had these super fans that they called fanatics show up. And it became this super fanatical thing. The same thing is happening with Thrilljoy now, and we have seen the same thing with MISCHIEF Toys. So no matter how many haters are out there for any of the companies that are involved, you got those super fans there who really love it. And I just want to say to you guys, if you're a super fan of something and it happens to be MISCHIEF Toys, I appreciate you in such a big way, because without having super fans like you guys, or fans in general of MISCHIEF Toys would not be in its fourth year. You can have a ton of haters, but as long as you got those hardcore fans, you're rocking and rolling, Heather. And I'm a hardcore fan of those Megapix. It's my favorite thing that Thrilljoy does.
I know it is. It's so funny because you have so many like oversized things. I don't know where you're going to put more when they unpause the Megapix.
All right, so we called it another casualty because of the tariffs, and it is pretty much true. I mean, I want to see more mega picks, but we're not going to see them anytime soon. That's for sure. I have no idea what this is going to do to the rest of the toy community as we continue marching forward. We're seeing more changes. I know that we received emails from our manufacturers for multiple things talking about prices raising. So we're already starting to see that things are going a little crazy even for us being as small as we are. So who knows what's going to happen? But what I will tell you is that if you love Mischief Toys, I can promise you we're not going anywhere ever, no matter if the tariffs hit 1,000%. We're always going to be around, even if it means I got to whittle little Ghastly figures in our backyard out of pine cones. I'm down. Let's get this shit done.
Okay, you like to say that you're going to do things and then you sign me up for doing things. I am not whittling Ghastlies out of pine cones.
She said it, I didn't. Out of the mouth of babes. You're a babe.
I know I am, and you're insane.
But if you want to support a lovely company, go to MISCHIEFToys.com and buy something right now. If you're not a fan yet, become one. It's a great community, Heather. And we have a great group on Facebook called Mischief Toys. So go and check that out. But we want to know your thoughts on all of this. I know we've been talking a lot about tariffs, but it's affecting the community. It's affecting our toy business. And I think it's something really important to talk about.
And if Josh comes back and sees us talking about this, listen, Josh, we understand there's things in this world that are bigger than toys that are going to be affected and that are being affected. But this channel talks about toys and collectibles and pop culture.
Give us a break, Josh.
Yeah, just like chill.
Simmer down, Josh. Just give us a break, man. Give us a little breathing room. He's not watching. He unsubscribed and he's no longer watching any of our content. But Josh, I'm just speaking directly to you. Come on, buddy. Just give us a break. Daddy needs a new pair of underpants. What? Mischief Toys has to keep going if I'm getting new underpants. You should see the ones I have. If Mischief Toys falls apart, Heather is going to see some serious shit. Bigger than the ones you have.
Chris.
Let us know what you think about all this and more in the comment section down below. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Larissa Ellis, Joey Prime, Heather Coy, Joe Grioli, Fawaka, Cody Laws, Sativa Shower, Jeff Lopez, and Effigy Dyer. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock so hard. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast for more details on how you can support this channel. Highly recommend that you join up and hang with us once every month during our Google Meet Live, where we do giveaways, we show you upcoming Mischief Toys things, and much, much more. It is always a lot of fun. We can hang out, talk about collectibles, and everything else in between. Check it out at patreon.com/Gastlecast. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. Hitting that like button helps this channel in such a big way. Please do it before you go. Come back and watch us every Sunday between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern when we go live. All right, that's all we've got for you. Thank you so much for staying until the end. We will see you in the next one.
Bye.